This crash out was insane.
Tucker Carlson said I'm a weird gay kid in the basement.
Has it occurred to you that, and I just want to say, I haven't watched a lot of Nick Fuentes in my life at all. But what I've seen, the guy's very talented, like just as a
right.
So
what does that
you
even
have to
mean?
kind of wonder about.
Maybe because he doesn't like neocon politics.
Hold on, I'm not sure what that stands for. What is a neocon politic? Neoconservative or neocon politics is a political ideology primarily associated with the United States that advocates for a strong military and an assertive foreign policy focused on promoting democracy on American national interests globally. There you go, boys. Got your knowledge for the video. So if anyone was wanting to know, that's what it stands for.
That. So Nick Fuentes is like, oh, I don't like the neocons. But then his targets are J.D. Vance, Joe Kent. He got involved in Joe Kent's.
Hold on. Who is Joe Kent? Joseph Clay Kent is an American politician, former United States Army officer, and a former Central Intelligence Agency prior military officer who has served as the director of National Counterterrorism Center since 2025. So there you go.
You, me, and it's like, what is that?
Dave Smith.
Dave
and I asked him about that because that's a question that I had. So I did the right thing by asking him to his face. What's up with this? Like, why do you attack Dave Smith? You say that like your biggest.
Who is Dave Smith? Dave Smith is an American comedian, podcaster, and political commentator who hosts the Libertarian podcast Part of the Problem. Smith is a close friend of Joe Rogan and a regular something. So there you go.
Critique
probably
is
a regular
America's being
visitor.
controlled by Israel. Then you have Dave Smith, who has been such a sound voice. And by the way, opposite experience with Dave Smith. I have my podcast. He's a fantastic human being. I judge
Dave
people.
Smith is one of the nicest people
Fantastic
ever.
human.
Yes.
And so I judge.
Contractor, paramilitary contractor. He's in the U.S. military for years, fighting weird little gay cases on the right. Pain to destroy credible voices on the right.
What does giving someone a hug have to do with, like, what?
Fuentes is part of it. And I know I'm inviting endless trouble by saying this because, this is a kid with a lot of spare time, but it's just a fact. And
Okay.
I've seen it a lot.
Yeah.
And I, you can believe me or not, but I know what I'm talking about.
So he called him a little old gay boy, and he said that he's paid by some sort of foreign interest or something like that. Somebody's paying him to see bringing up race. We're going to get worried.
I would imagine that he didn't take this too well.
Okay.
Carlson says, I have so many trust funds, I never have to work. Tucker.
It's kind of crazy to hear that from someone like Tucker Carlson, because, like, I feel like Tucker Carlson is he like calling it's like the pot calling the kettle black. Like, you could say the same for yourself, can't you?
Went to a $45,000 per year private high school. Then a $45,000 per year selective.
And you also have to keep in mind that even after he got fired off of, I think he was on Fox. Let me double check my facts. Hold on.
Ivy League school in New England.
When did Tucker Carlson get fired off of Fox News? It fired him from Fox News on April 24th, 2023. So, like, even after that, he still managed to go online and build a huge audience. Like, where did Tucker Carlson go after he got fired from Fox? Launched his it's on Twitter. It's called According to NPR. So, like, I mean, both of these guys are titans at this point. Let's be honest here. But the fact that you're going to call someone a gay boy on, on a podcast like that's kind of jacked. Like, let's be honest.
Tucker Carlson's daddy was a Reagan appointee.
Wow.
And then, after years of bragging about being an elite, bragging about being so out of touch and so rich, now he's going to be the spokesperson for all the white people. Now he's going to roll up his sleeves. I just like to hunt and fish in my log cabin. I care about.
I think that there's a lot of LARPing going on, and this is something that happens with a lot of people. And it sounds weird, but this is one of the reasons why I do not indulge in a lot of other like luxuries that other people that are in my position do indulge in. It's because I don't want to live a life that is an abstraction from what the average where it is. Bro, you're just lazy? Well, it's a little bit more.
But then when it comes to me, I'm one of the real disaffected white people. You want to talk about me and them? I am them. He says Nick Fuentes is leading all of the disaffected young white men. I am a disaffected young white man.
I was gonna say, like, I feel like most white men in America, the reason why they're so radicalized now is because they are affected by the prior administration, and they want things to change because not even the prior administrations, like even back during like the end of the baby boomer era, is like a lot of it was destabilized because the boomers owned most of the market. They still kind of do. And now things are so hard that the jobs that boomers could use to support themselves, like welding, I mean, I think welding is still pretty good, but like firefighting and all these other blue collar jobs, they don't make enough even as their pay rates have gone up to afford a cost of living at the maximum amount they could be given in pay. Now, what I'm trying to say by that is no matter how much work you put in a blue collar job, you will still be stuck in the same bracket because it costs a lot of money to be cheap. I mean, to be poor, not to be cheap, to be poor. It is expensive to be poor. Your taxes are genuinely higher now, especially now that they've passed a bill for it. So, like, it just hurts to be poor. It sucks. It really does. And to move out of the tax bracket of, like, being poor, like, the middle class is completely gone. They completely obliterated the middle class. The blue-collar system is all but dead now because you've got the boomers that are these older generations that have pulled up the ladder on the newer generation. Because the thing is, well, whenever I went there, I had to go through all these hurdles, but like, why wouldn't you make it easier for you to get in? Like, I get it's different whenever obviously military and some standards can't change because of like, you know, like the firefighter stuff, they can't change because people can die. But whenever it comes to a certain fields, they could make it easier with newer technology and innovative like thinking. Why wouldn't they do that? Why stick with the same old school methods that got a lot of people killed? It makes no sense.
I was a precocious, intelligent, young white college student who
I really feel like a lot of that comes from these older generations thinking that the younger generations owe them something. I hate to break it to you, but if you're an older dude that's a boss at a business and you expect like some weird control over somebody who's new there, to force them to work all these hours and barely get paid anything, they don't owe you anything. They're just going to find another job or quit. Because there's only so much that you can handle even as a younger person before you're just like, this just isn't worth it. I'm wasting my time. And if people feel like their time is being wasted, which for the solid majority of people it does, they are not going to do it. They're going to enjoy their life instead. That's why we've got so many rioters.
Boston University, who was pro-Trump and red-pilled by Trump and animated by Trump's message of America first. And I asked questions about Israel, and I was punished for it. I did it years before Tucker Carlson started talking about Israel.
I think this is what happens. And like with Nick, this is the same thing, is that more and more people that try to express dissent at all end up getting...
It's crazy, like what I just said, it's crazy how frowned upon it is to talk about. I guarantee every time I've talked about it, I've had some older person that's like, well, I did fine, or I did this, or I did that. And it's like, I'm happy for you. I'm happy you have the tools to do what you need to do. Not everyone has that ability. It is an acquired tool. And yes, you can go out of your way to learn these things. But whenever you're younger, you're not thinking about that. Sometimes you get lucky. Sometimes when you're younger, you're not as dumb and airheaded. Who knows? But like, for the most part, like, I don't know what success looks like, so I can't compare it to my life, if that makes any sense. Like, I don't know how to get a $30,000 loan, turn it around into $60,000, pay off the loan, and have $30,000 extra, because I don't know how it works. It's not as simple as typing up a Google Doc, you know? It's not as simple as typing into Google search. There are moving parts to it. And I guess that's really what I'm trying to say is, like, you can't expect people to just go with it.
Kicked out, and it radicalizes them even more.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is what's happened with a lot of different voices.
And that goes right around for what I was saying whenever people feel like their time's being wasted. They will leave. And whenever they leave, they become more radical because it doesn't feel fair. The system is rigged against them, so of course they're going to radicalize against the system. The system is rigged against the people, so of course the people are going to radicalize against the system. I'm sorry.
Is on all types of the political spectrum, is that you have somebody that wants to ask questions about like obvious inconsistencies or problems, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's things like, for example, how is it America first if we're doing things that are in Israel's best interest?
Exactly.
That is a legitimate real
Like, why are we
question.
spending $30 billion or $30 million sending it to Israel whenever we could use that money to put people who are here and homeless, put them in houses, and then give them a job? Well, like, it makes no sense. Why?
It's not an anti-Semitic question. It's not an illegal question.
But they sure do like to say it is.
It's genuine, honest, reasonable, and fair.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't ask that question and they can't answer that question, that says a lot more about them than it does about you.
That's right.
Why is he so personal about this?
Don't ever let somebody tell you you don't deserve an answer, especially whenever it's a senator or it's somebody of the nature. You always deserve an answer. They're there because of your tax dollars. You are paying them to be there. And that could be the same could be said with any job. If you feel like your life is in danger and you want to say, hey, I feel like something might be safer, and their answer is no, do it this way, and you ask them, why is that? And they tell you, well, it's because the way I've been doing it, and you should just do it this way. That's not a really good answer to that question. So typically they're going to say just because, but that's not an answer to that question either. And that's why.
Well, because Tucker Carlson called him a little gay boy from Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel like that's kind of fair.
I feel like it's valid for
right?
this guy to have a crash out.
Personal.
Absolutely.
Personal is going to go both ways.
Mm-hmm.
Israel last year. And I sacrificed, and I was targeted by the ADL, by the SPLC, by the federal government, by the conservative movement that both Candace and Tucker were a part of. Candace and Tucker had nothing to say about Israel until it became unavoidable.
Here, if I can find this, Trump's not posting on the internet about it. They're not going out and giving relationship advice and talking about how all women are whores or how they're not. Starts with a grievance. And then it basically is saying that you have this problem in your life because of this. There's a tremendous amount of gatekeeping in media.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
Also, that explains the friendly fire.
I think that we could probably,
because people of the same sphere antagonize
America. That's an American story. I didn't go to Yale Law School and suck Peter Thiel's dick and then get a sinecure
my
and a
God.
venture capital.
Okay, that's good enough. That's good enough. I just wanted to touch base with this. But yeah, apparently Tucker Carlson called him a gay boy, and he bit back. Let's just say that he bit back. Okay,